to me tonight. Baby, pull your hair back. That was dry.
Mm-hmm. That's exactly why I didn't say nothing. It's like, oh, but you want to be mad at me for singing the Jack Harlow version. And you over here just butchering this song. Like, we was better off with my rendition.
Why did that last note sound like that?
Horrible. Sound like what you said in the grocery store.
No. Please.
Oh my goodness.
All right, come on.
I'm turning my phone on vibrate. Because, you know.
Okay.
Alright, damn, I wasn't even recording the audio just now. We're gonna have a little fun with that though. You ready?
Yes.
What's good? What's going on, world? Is yours truly, DJ Dark Kent, aka Kent King. And I'm sitting right next to my lovely my lovely host, my lovely light-skinned co-host. Cause you shining today. You got the lighting is blinging off you. You like the golden child. Okay. Anyway, I'm with this one. Now, let's get to the episode.
Anywhom, yes. Bria, aka Bree Woo, in the building. Feel me? 973, stand up.
Whoa. You got one comment that asked you if we was from Newark, and here you are trying to rap.
I gotta keep it, I gotta keep it authentic. Newark, stand up.
Quiet as kept. She's scared to be in Newark past 6 o'clock.
Good one. Anywhom, like I said, Newark, stand up.
Oh, that's
all
Elizabeth.
my Essex County people in the building, Let's hop into this topic, though. I wanted to give a little disclaimer that this topic is definitely going to raise a few eyebrows, but no fear. We have a method to the madness.
So let's just start with a story, right? Because everybody loves a story. Mm-hmm. Let's go to story time. Now, oftentimes when we together and we have in any kind of moment, whether it be intimate, non-intimate, whatever, we always try to have good conversation and good dialogue, right?
Yeah.
That's one of the things that I think we pride ourselves on in this relationship that we do, which is why we got this podcast, which, by the way, if you're enjoying, subscribe, hit the like button, tell a friend, you know what I'm saying? Leave a comment.
Yep.
Let us know. But can I tell them where we was at? Because your mom be watching this.
Man.
All right. So we was in the shower. You know what I'm saying? Shouts to us for having a crib with a shower big enough for the both of us.
What? Oh, I thought we was I thought we was in the room talking.
No, wrong nigga.
Yo, that never gets old. Continue.
No, so we were in the shower and we was having a conversation. Mm-hmm. And you asked me a question randomly. And if y'all have been watching this podcast, y'all know by now that I say, don't ask me a question that you don't want the answer to. I've said that in a couple of episodes. Mm-hmm. And so she asked me a question. And the question was, when did you get over your ex? Mm-hmm. And I gave her the real answer. And the real answer was, I'm not. Mm-hmm. Remember when I said that?
Yeah.
So I just tried to leave that there for like dramatic pause.
I know,
but you wasn't really giving me the drama that I wanted you to give. It wasn't giving what it was. Anyway, but I said I'm not, and that was the truth. Mm-hmm. And then behind that, I explained that I'm not over my ex. I'm past it. I think that you can never unlove someone that you've loved or been in love with. Mm-hmm. The best thing that you can do is learn to live without them. And in doing so, if you want to have success at that, it's important for you to do that with grace and with gratitude. Mm-hmm. And so getting over someone, to me, means that you are... It's crazy because I don't think I said I'm past it. I think I said I'm beyond it. I've grown beyond it. That was the answer that I said. Mm-hmm. But getting over someone, right, is you just trying to get past what happened.
Yeah.
And you're not really taking in all of the good.
Yeah.
Right. That to me is what it means when people like, so, when did you get over this, or how long did it take you to get over that? It's kind of like asking, like, when did you stop thinking about it? Right. When did it stop mattering to you? And so, not that the relationship in and of itself still matters to me, but I have to have moments of gratitude for that relationship, because if it didn't happen how it was or how it did, I wouldn't appreciate you the way that I do. I wouldn't treat you the way that I do. And so we decided to go ahead and turn this into a topic.
Yeah.
Because all too often, people have toxicity from their last relationship that they bring into a new relationship. And I think that it could be very therapeutic to take the time out to thank your ex for something that you're grateful for in your new relationship. And so that's what we plan on doing today. So yeah, this is definitely going to raise a few red flags and be sent to a couple of unique individuals and whatnot. And it's all good though. Like it's all good because there's no shade, even though you going to feel some type of way. There's nothing that we can do.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? To protect nobody's feelings, and we ain't trying to.
Yeah.
But this is just a therapeutic opportunity for us to be able to share with people something that, a conversation that we've had, that we decided to kind of save the rest of for this episode.
Yeah. And also to add to that, don't think that being apart or separated from someone and broken up has to be all roses and sweet, because I told him I held a lot of, and I hate to use the word hate or hatred, but I held a lot of ill feelings towards my exes for a while because of the things that they did to me in and after the relationship. It was just not tasteful. It was shady. And it was, let's call it what it was, like deceit and betrayal. So I held on to very negative feelings for a long time. And then we had this conversation. We said, let's flip it and actually, show some gratitude to what we've learned. And I don't even know if you remember, but on my birthday, we took like a quick little trip to Atlanta, and we were out to dinner and drinks. And he said, I'm grateful for, your exes for effing up or whatever, because now at this point, like, I'm able to show you better and I'm able to really appreciate you, simply because you're no longer with them. So yes, I am grateful for them, and I'm thankful that they didn't, work out. So
I'm also grateful that they set the bar so low. This was easy.
Anyways, he know that's a lie. But no, it was definitely a lot of things that I was not used to that he did show me. And I'm like, wow, the gentlemen still exist. Real men still exist. And I'm glad that I came to him somewhat healed.
No, you definitely came healed. But can we have a can I tell a quick story about how low the bar was set? First date, right? We go on our first date. At the end of the first date, I'm like, yo, I'm gonna walk you to your car and whatnot. And I walk her to her car, and I reach to open the door.
I knew he was gonna say this. I knew it.
You want to finish the story?
No, go ahead. You started it.
No, I don't want to tell it because I don't want to feel like I'm calling you out.
Go ahead.
Because you didn't know what was going on.
I didn't. I'm like, what is he doing? Because it just doesn't happen anymore. Like chivalry.
Sorry. Keep going.
Chivalry is
Chivalry.
It's not dead.
The word is killing you though.
Yeah, it's beating me up right now. It's not dead, and he showed that. But again, just to show how unaccustomed I was to that, I really was shocked. Like, oh, he opened the door. He walking me out to the car. Like, yeah. Yeah,
I went to open the door and open the door for her. She reached in, started the car, and then closed the door, and like proceeded to like stand outside.
To my defense, I need the car to warm up.
Okay, yes, I understood that, but like I was opening the door so we could both get in there and sit in there while it was warming up and whatnot, and you was sitting there like, I don't know what's going on.
You know what? To add on to that, I was very protective of my energy, my space. I didn't know what anybody's intentions were. So I'm tapping into my masculine energy and just turning the car and warming it up and chatting with him outside because I'm like, what's up? Like, what are we doing? We had dinner. What's next? But again, and this is probably something that we should address in another episode, but when you really do feel secure with the right person, you really flourish in your femininity and you like, I can relax. Because I wasn't used to that.
So, you know what I find interesting? Just a quick sidebar. Summer Walker's about to drop an album, and one of the tracks on there is called Sierra's Prayer. And,
narrated by Sierra.
And we have an episode that's called "What Is the Prayer Sis?"
Yeah,
or it's a topic that we haven't filmed yet. So I just feel like it's a lot more relevant now that we definitely have to do that one. You just reminded me because you said of the next episode. But anyway, we digress. Let's go ahead and get to this topic, right? Of us thanking our exes for being them. You want to start?
I'll start, and it's funny because I actually have. I have one that's like kind of coming out the gate.
Oh, man.
But you know how I do. No, I just want to say I'm thankful for my exes for not being honest and showing me what that looks like. Because there are times where society's going to paint a liar as a specific person. Like they're getting caught up or they're being sloppy. And, you know, all these different traits of a liar that you just have instilled in your mind. My exes were a different kind of liar. They actually played the role of the good dude, and I didn't find out that they were living a double life until the very end. So it wasn't really any space for me to say, gotcha, caught ya. I didn't see anything until it was over. So thank you for that. Thank you for allowing me to keep my head on a swivel and just be very vigilant when it comes to you know, just the red flags. And I hate to overuse that word, but it's a real thing. It's very real. So yes, thank you for that.
I think that's a different kind of dishonesty. That's deceit. Right? Deceit is when someone is taking the truth and curving it to look like they are being honest. But in reality, they are curving the truth to fit their narrative.
Yeah.
And so I think that is a very that's a difficult pill to swallow. It's a difficult. I ain't gonna style. It's difficult to receive, but it's also difficult to play. Like to be deceitful, you have to put so much energy into that.
Yeah.
So it's that, you know, to me, it's just it's not worth it. But my first one is actually a positive one. I'm not coming out the gate with anything crazy, but I want to thank my exes, right, for teaching me patience. I used to pride myself in saying I'm not a patient man. And I felt like that was okay because time is so important. So to me, it was saying like, I don't waste time. But what I learned is that patience in and of itself is a virtue because it shows compassion, it shows understanding, and when you're patient, if you're not getting through on something, for example, whenever we just had a conversation today about how I like to have certain things organized and whatnot. And when you're not patient, the things that could piss you off can start to like cause so much turmoil in the relationship that you be like, fuck it, the relationship's done. But when you are patient, you have the ability to say, okay, I've been trying to get you to do this. And I've been trying it this way. But because I'm patient, I can try another way. And hopefully that way can then get through. And the reason why I'm so grateful for that is because now whenever you and I have a disagreement, or if I'm trying to get through to you on something, I never give up on the first try. And I stop hitting my head on a glass wall. What I mean by that is I don't keep going at it the same way. Like I try to figure out another way to communicate what it is that I want or need in the relationship. And I've only gotten that through being patient and being patient enough to see that, okay, it's not always that the person doesn't want to do it. It's sometimes there's been a habit like that is ingrained in their brain of the way in which life has taught them to be.
Yeah.
And so they're trying to unlearn something, to relearn it, to do it in your desired capacity. And that's a lot. Yeah. Like, that's a lot for you to even ask somebody to do. Like, yo, I want you to stop doing what you've been doing for the past 25 years and do it this way. Like, come on. That's, But we don't think about it that way. We think about it something simple of like, we spoke today, and he was like, yo, you be leaving the toilet seat up. And I'm like, you know what? You're right. I'm going to stop doing that because I know better. Like,
yeah, that's not something you even was raised on.
Right. For 19 years, the first 19 years of my life when I lived at home, I knew better. Right. I may have done that or felt like I had the freedom to do that after when I was out, but it's been engraved in my brain to do it the right way. And we both know that I know how to do it the right way. Like, I may have had moments when I slipped up, but like, it's easy for me to understand that because you have the patience to tell me different ways in which you want me to change.
Right.
And again, I used to pride myself on not being that guy. But being in these relationships in my past kind of forced me to be patient.
Yeah.
I didn't always want to have patience, but they kind of forced me to. And so gratitude says that I have to be thankful for the tough times that even made me be patient.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
And I definitely can see that, in our relationship, because there are things that that I might do where you'll take a step back. You'll take a step back.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
He'll take a step back and he'll, come at me a different way. And the result is good because it's like...
Usually.
Yeah, usually.
Typically.
I would like to thank my ex for reminding me that just because you don't think somebody will do you like that, don't mean that they won't do you like that. And that just means, hey, don't take everything, at face value. If the person is doing one thing but saying another, you need to pay attention to their patterns, their habits. That's something that I overlooked. And I used to just paint the person as, oh, that's just how they are. But they're telling me that they're, one way. So I'm just going to go with that. That's not wise, at least in my experience. I definitely want to thank them for that. And again, my gratitude might be a little different slightly from yours because it's just lessons and things that I've learned over time.
Oh no, mine. I got some bitter ones too. I ain't gonna
Okay.
I just decided to start off nice, like just in case. You know what I'm saying? Because most people gonna watch at least the first 15 minutes of the episode.
Yeah.
So I'm like, okay, I'm gonna play nice for now. But then after that, I'm just playing.
Oh my gosh. No, and I mean mostly for me because I know I have a lot of like female friends, followers, whatever. They can really identify with similar relationship issues that I've been through. So I just want to make it clear that I'm in a way better space. Like this relationship has allowed me to really just move on gracefully from those situations. However, it doesn't take away the fact that, those things were done to me and I took away certain key elements from that. So I just wanted to express that.
No, I dig it. And I definitely respect that. I want to say my next one, thank my exes. I'm grateful for my exes for being authentically unhealed. And the reason why I say authentically unhealed is because you don't know what you don't know. And so because they've never taken the time to explore what healed could look like, they didn't have the mental capacity to know that they were unhealed. It wasn't a thought in their brain for them to think, for them to question whether or not they were healed or unhealed. So their unhealedness was truly authentic. And so I'm grateful for that because you are healed and still even healing through things. And your authenticity for your desire to be that way is what sells it to me. Because there are people who are quote unquote healed, but they're not authentic in it. They're going through the motions to have healing and to say that they are healed, to make themselves feel like they are healed. But you have done the hard work to actually mold yourself into the best version of yourself. And that takes a lot. And I can only tell you that it takes a lot because of how many women in my past have never questioned whether or not they were healed. So again, them being authentically unhealed almost makes me have empathy. Like, damn, baby girl, you ain't even know that you was dripping toxicity like that from time to time. So it's cool. I'm not even mad at you for that. I'm actually grateful that you showed me that, like, that you think that that's the way that you should be. You showed me that like mentally you're committed to being that person and you're not trying to change. I could respect it if you were trying to change. We could probably work some things out because, like, you are still healing through things. I'm still healing through things.
Yeah.
For us, that gives us a very, like, a touching point, right? Like, we touch fingers, like on that, like, boop. Yeah, like us, us being able to co-balance or co-mix our healing processes, right, with each other. Just this morning, you had an unhealed moment.
Yeah.
Where you was about to allow Bank of America to ruin your day.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, I've been there myself. I've also been here with another woman that I was in a relationship with where it was like, okay, something about to ruin your day. Damn, now you about to be angry all day. But me knowing that you have a desire to be healed and having that patience to be like, I'm gonna let her get it out for a little bit real quick. I ain't about to just pounce on her and be like, nah, we going to the gym. Like, I'm gonna give it a moment. And I spoke to you about it like 3-4 times. And then I came and I kissed you because I was like, you need that compassion. I get it. All of the things that I was able to do to bring you out of that funk this morning are because I have gratitude for the places that I've been.
Yeah.
And so, again, super gratitude to my exes for being authentically unhealed. This ain't no shade, no shame in that.
Because healing, I think people have to realize healing is not just like you do it and you're done. Like, it's a lifelong thing because people are constantly changing. So for me to say that I'm healed, like you said, I'm still healing through certain things. There's a lot
I had therapy today. It was great.
Yeah. Like, that's what it's about, though. Like, going to therapy, really, like, practicing wellness and understanding that your journey is not supposed to look like someone else's. Like, everybody literally has different traumas for a reason. Like, that's what we're supposed to work on separately. So,
girl, if we wasn't already in a relationship, I'll bag you right now all over again. It's your girl, my bad.
But I also wanted to add to that because right before we got in a relationship, I literally cut off dating because I had just got out of a breakup. But I also said, no, I need to really take a step back and understand what I want in my next relationship. So I don't want to talk to nobody. I don't want to text nobody. I don't want to have no sneaky links. I really just want to be by myself and understand what it is I want. Because personally, I don't know. That relationship confused the hell out of me because I thought it was one thing and it wasn't. And my relationship before that was the exact same thing. So I'm like, clearly there's a pattern here. Let me take a step back and get myself together. And lo and behold, my gentleman showed up. Yeah. My knight in shining armor.
Yeah, you know. I like that.
But my next point is somewhat positive, I think. I don't know how they might take it. But no, I want to thank my ex for showing me how to constantly show up despite heartache, despite whatever I'm going through. Because that breakup actually happened during, I want to say, a really busy season of spicy hair care. And it was so easy for me to say, you know what, F this. I'm shutting my site down because I need to get myself together. But I'm like, nah, it's no money in that, you know? So what I did was I just grinded harder. I kept posting, kept selling, kept shipping, trying new products and really making it lit. And because of that, I didn't, push no brakes. Like, it really was a all gas season. So from me to anybody watching this, if you're going through something similar or anything in general, like, do not let your business suffer because of that. Ooh. That's really what I'm grateful for. Like, thank you for showing me how to keep showing up.
Damn. I ain't even got no follow-up for that. Shit. All right. I don't even want to say my next one. I'm gonna switch it around. I'm gonna say the next one. So, you know what? Thank you for denying me difficult conversations. I was in a space with my ex where, we would dance around certain conversations and try not to have them until we had to. And I'm grateful for that because it showed me how important it is to get those things out early. It showed me how dangerous it is to have that behavior because it creates resentment. Because, then I'm forgetting things that I should have said. I'm not necessarily in the mood when we do have the conversation, or even worse, it's been building up for so long that when we do have the conversation, it's no longer a conversation. It's an argument now.
It's
right?
worse than what it could have been.
What it would have been had we done that sooner. And so I'm so grateful for that. And simply because in this relationship, we practice, having the difficult convo, and like we've gotten it down to the point where we know I think we know each other's moments of like, okay, I'm gonna give you a little bit of the floor real quick and let you rock, because I see there's emotion coming. See, there's a little spice coming in with this one. So
I'm only laughing because I feel like this is in reference to a recent argument. Oh my God. Yes, that's so true.
So yeah, I'm grateful for them denying me the ability or their desire to have that difficult convo, just because of the space that it created for us to be able to not only have difficult convos with ourselves, but to be able to share them with all of y'all. And if y'all like what y'all seeing, hit that button. You know what I'm saying? Hit the ding. I'm gonna start adding that in there.
Constant reminder.
Right.
Boom.
Facts. So yeah, man. No, but that does really help us though. If you hit the like button, because we being real vulnerable and we talking, some stuff about our exes. So.
And y'all know y'all love it here. So
Facts.
stay a while.
Yeah. Put it this way. You know what? If you're not one of our exes that we talking about, hit the like button. Because if you're one of our exes, we know you ain't going to do nothing.
Right.
You can go ahead and hit the dislike button.
They going to be disliking.
It'll be the first one that we got, but we'll take it too. It's all good. It's on me or you? It's on you.
It's on me.
Okay.
I think this is actually my final one, and I wanted it to be the final one because it's a great point to tie this all in. I feel like I'm super grateful for my ex because he taught me how to effectively cut ties. And that was something that I did not know how to do prior. I was like, back in the day, one of those girls that every few days I'm like, did you ever really love me? Because, just being toxic and weird and just trying to get a reaction. But this breakup, it showed me that you don't have to do all that. This person made it clear they don't want you. It's time to move on. And in doing so, I was able to, again, heal, but it's not a pretty healing. It's one of those healings where you're hurt, you're confused, you want to hit that person up, but it's not going to help what you're trying to do. Because of that, I was able to really, I don't want to say get over the situation, because that's not, that's not what happened. I got past the situation, as he said, and I was able to...
Beyond. We say beyond.
Yeah, I was able to go beyond the situation and take it for what it was, which is why we are here today talking about it, because it's like, I don't have any ill will towards any of my exes anymore. Again, when you're in a really good space, it's like, damn, I really wish the best for you. Like, I want you to experience a relationship like this, because it teaches you so much. And one last quick story just from me. I know over the years I've been described or have described myself as like the jealous girlfriend, or the girlfriend that always like, I don't want to hear about your ex, or I don't want to hear about the girl that you used to talk to. But when you know what you have with this person and you're really like solid in it, we can have these conversations in front of followers and subscribers. And I'm comfortable with it, because it's like, I know at the end of the day, these situations have shaped you to be a better man for me. And also, like, you have a lot of female sisters, friends. Sister is a female, but you have a lot of sisters, female friends, and you've made me assured that, listen, these relationships are the relationships they are. It's nothing underlying. Like, this is literally what it is. And because of them, you have also been, a better band for me.
100%.
So that's why it's just like, you have to be comfortable in your relationship, but your partner also has to do that work of assuring you and making sure that, you know, they're being honest and upfront. Like, this is what it is. Legit.
Yeah.
If they lying, it's defeating the purpose. No. But I feel like I tied in a few different things there, but all to say thankful for, you know, just cutting ties effectively and showing up fully in this relationship.
So my next one is, I'm grateful for my ex for teaching me more about my love language by not speaking it. There were certain moments. So here's the thing, right? I pride myself on being a boyfriend worth bragging about, right? Until I become a husband worth bragging about. Like, I want to create the relationship that you want to be proud to be like, yo, I'm so happy to be here. I love it here. And I'll tell people that I love it here. You know what I'm saying? So there weren't many moments like that in my last relationship. And I felt like there were a lot of opportunities for it. I felt like I was doing my due diligence, or I was doing my duty more so, to be able to earn something, you know, worth being bragged about. And so early on in our relationship, there were things that you did that just made me feel like, okay, this is dope. This is where I like to be. This is where I want to be. This is how I want to be received, right? Oftentimes we feel like I got to be treated in a certain way. Yeah. But I also want to be received in a certain way. I want to do things for you that you feel like you need to tell the world about. I want to do things for you that you feel so proud of, that you don't care about anybody else's opinion or anything like that, because of what we have is so solid. Yeah. And I didn't realize how important that was to me until I realized that it was lacking in my last relationship. Wow. And so had I not taken the time to look back at that, I would have never even known that that was a part of my love language, right? And so in doing the hard work and going through therapy and realizing like, well, yeah, of course, my mom used to brag about me all the time when it was, because I'm the only child. I'm her only child, right? Yeah. So like, who else she gonna brag about? Like, and I was doing things that were worth bragging about. So when I'm doing that, if I'm not received with that type of like, I'm gonna hold up a sign about what you're doing, then it kind of falls on, like, I feel like it falls on deaf ears, and that's very dangerous. But because that wasn't there and I was continuously searching for that, I didn't even know that I was searching for it in that relationship. Didn't realize it until I got out of the relationship and was just like, you know what, she never did, man. She ain't never did. And I was like, why is that a thing for me? Why do I need to be? And just doing the hard work to understand that, like, wow, that was one of the things that was lacking. And so now I realize, like, I have to ask for that in my next relationship. I have to seek that. I have to make sure that that's something that's there, because I can't fake the funk like it's not a part of my love language. Right. And so I'm just grateful for having been through that experience to learn that, because now I can have more gratitude towards you for doing it.
Definitely. And that reminds me of something that I tell myself all the time, which is go where you're celebrated, not tolerated. And I say that because when you're bringing so much to the table, it's kind of like, why am I not celebrating myself? Or at least being with somebody who celebrates me and everything that I come with. But I actually wanted to, I don't want to, put you on the spot, but tying this into business, because we still, want to talk about the business of love. What would you say you're thankful for from maybe a previous ex-business partner or a previous business experience? As tough as it, because listen, business is different than love. It definitely involves way more money. But no, seriously, what would you say?
Before we go there, I have two more that I want to talk about for my exes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So the next one is, and you and I have actually spoken about this. I think this is what we spoke about in that conversation when we were in the shower, which was, I'm grateful that my ex never took accountability, because I now understand how important that is in a woman to me. Like,
Yeah.
if you cannot take accountability, we can't even be cool. You know what I'm saying? Like you said, you was like, I have a lot of female friends, and they've been able to help shape me to be a better man for you. That's because they take accountability for their actions, and they've been able to tell me, like, you know what, this is where I messed up, or this is what I did in this relationship, and I shouldn't have done that, blah, blah, blah. And I've been able to see thinking and thought patterns from their perspective on a platonic view of being like, oh, this is how women move. Got it. So that's how I'm going to approach it as a man. Like, I've been able to learn from just them taking accountability and being vulnerable enough to express certain things to me. So I'm grateful that my ex didn't, because number one, I probably would have still been in that relationship, or I would have been in there longer, right? Number two, it just really taught me about the importance of it when it comes to people who are close to me. And so, yeah, that was that one. The last one is, thank you for second guessing me when it came to my business decisions or moves or anything. I remember there was a time where right at the top of the pandemic, right? Because I've been in the stock market for years now. And so when the top of the pandemic happened, I was like, oh, I'm all in. Like, I'm all in, because I wasn't playing in the market. I just had a little something sitting there and was letting it do whatever. But when the top of the pandemic came, I was like, yo, put me in, coach. Like, put me in the game. And I went so hard for myself.
Yeah.
And then I started teaching other people, and people had a desire to learn it from me. And the person who was should have been closest to me, who should have been able to gain from that, would have been my ex at the time, because she and I were still dating. And I remember there was a moment where Elon Musk tweeted, Tesla stock too high. And it tanked the stock. And it dropped. And I was like, yo, how dumb are y'all? He not saying like it's not worth it. He just saying like, yo, this is crazy for right now. Like, y'all gonna tank the stock for this? Cool. It's an opportunity for me to buy. Yeah. So I bought heavy. I bought very heavy. And I remember trying to tell my ex, like, yo, you keep saying you want to get in the market, whatever. Like, you see what I'm doing. Do this right now. And she was like, oh, I don't know. I need to like think. And I just was like, never mind. I'm good. Like, I will never tell you to buy anything the fuck else again. And the reason why I'm grateful for that is because twofold. Again, go where you're celebrated, not tolerated, right? Like, there were people who were asking me for that stuff. And that moment kind of just made me be like, why am I going to force this down your throat when there's a multitude of people who want to know this stuff? Yep. I can literally just give this to them. Thank you. Thank you for showing me, like, no, you are not my target audience for this. And that was on a personal, but of course in the relationship wise, right? Like, when it comes back to you and I looking at it, it's like, you have encouraged my business endeavors. You have helped me expand. You have even held me accountable for me lacking, right? And asking like, yo, why you not doing this no more? Why? Like, when you going? I hope you gonna put them wallets back up. They better be ready for like. So I am super grateful for that, because that's the shit that creates a partnership, not just a relationship. And I've said this time and time again, that sometimes I forget you my girl because you're so much of my partner. So I'm super grateful for that, because I would have still been looking for a relationship instead of a partnership. And so I'm just glad to have come out of that much brighter and been able to curate our relationship as such. So now we can take it to what was your thing? You said you want to talk about.
No, that was a great tie-in to the business segment, which is, are there any business decisions that maybe didn't go well, or partnerships that didn't go well, but you're grateful for the lesson that came out of it?
You want to do that now?
Oh Lord.
See, I think that's why I was like, what you want to talk about? Because for those of y'all that don't know, I own multiple businesses. I'm a serial entrepreneur. And just recently I tried to, I had made a tweet that was like, yo, you know, this year I created my empire, but next year I'm going to create my team. And I really thought that that was the mission that I needed to be on. And I realized that I had done so way too soon. So when you ask me that question, it just brought up an entire file cabinet worth of decisions and mistakes and positions that I've put people in to be able to win, and have been betrayed by them. But that's what we're going to say for a whole other episode, like a separate, a whole episode on betrayal.
Yeah.
Woo! When I tell y'all, that one going to be good, because I'm putting it all out there. I'm going to put every moment that I've been betrayed all the way out there, and I'm going to tell every single story. And at the time that I can do it, it's going to be very refreshing for me. Just this moment right here is refreshing for me, but it's going to just be liberating for me. But more than anything, I think it's going to be a very good how-to manual for anyone looking to go into business and considering a partnership, because it'll tell you everything to avoid, and it'll also tell you about something that you said earlier about, like, as soon as you think that people won't do you like that, you'll realize those are the ones that'll do you the worst.
Yep.
And so I'm going to tell that story, just not now. So now that I got that off my chest, what was the question again?
No, so I also wanted to make it clear that, you know, when it comes to business, because I know we have a lot of people who have their LLCs and all of that follow us and they're subscribed. It's a lot of things that goes into relationships and businesses that we've been through, and betrayal, having someone that's lying or whatever. It happens, and we want to make sure that you're aware of that, and that, again, you don't make the mistake of thinking that, oh, this can't ever happen to me, or this won't ever happen, because it can. So I just wanted to make it clear that, you know, we definitely have gratitude to situations that have shaped us and have allowed us to make better decisions. But we're going to be vulnerable and definitely share the things that weren't so sweet.
Yeah, I mean, we could talk about a couple of moments. Do you have some? Did you have some in mind, or were you just giving me the platform to be able to?
I wanted to give you that platform, but it was for like a business perspective. I just wanted to tie it into business a little bit.
I'm sorry, y'all. I apologize, because I'm still going through this stuff on both a personal and a legal side. So I can't share the things that I want to right now. But I definitely have moments of mistakes that I've made in business. All right, I'll give y'all one. Here's a mistake that I made in businesses. We talking about LLCs. I'm going to just keep it all the way a buck with y'all. You remember when I had the old loft? You know what's crazy? You were one of the first people to come to the loft.
I was.
Right? You came there where there was no, like, equipment. It was just lights in there, right?
Yeah.
I got the loft in, like, 2016. I didn't LLC it until 2017.
Oh, wow.
So you want to talk about a mistake made? Like, I was so focused, and I'm the guy that's running around saying, if you ain't got your LLC, you can't be a friend to me. Like, I'm that guy, and I waited a year of operating in the loft before I got my LLC. Just procrastination got the best of me. Wow. That therapy session today just, like,
unlocked.
It ran all the way back in my brain, because we had a conversation about me and my procrastination. Wow. So yeah, that really got the best of me. And knowing what I know, knowing the benefits of that, feeling how I feel about having it, I was frauding out here. Like, I had the business, but I ain't have no business having a business, because it wasn't even a business.
Right.
I was bugging. Especially because, like, liability wise, we had people up in there. I had people on a roof doing shoots.
Yep. Me included.
Oh, God. So anyway, yeah, that I would say would be one of the biggest mistakes that I made, because your LLC can't really, it's just like a baby. It can't do anything for you until it's at least 2 years of age. You can't start getting credit. You can't, like, you can build on it and you can get vendor credit, but you can't get business credit from a bank or a lending institution until your business is about 2 years. Now, I'm saying that with a little like moment, because there are certain new banks, new fintechs now that are offering 1 year, if you've been in business for 1 year, they'll give you a small loan or whatever. But majority of those loans are going to be around 10 to maybe 20,000 loans and lines of credit. If you are looking to be able to have access to large lines of credit, your business needs to be in business for at least 2 years. And that's on paper. They don't want to just know that you've been operating and hustling outside of your bedroom or your mom's crib or whatever. They need to see it on paper for 2 years before it can really start to have some ability for you to do things like put the car in the business name. This way you can write off everything from the car, especially if it's a lease. Whew, I know. I'm doing it. So trust me when I say that was a huge mistake, because I deterred myself a full year's worth of like, I could have really been on my stuff, you know what I'm saying? And my business would just have another year under its belt. Yeah. Right? So that I would say would be the number one mistake that I made.
I mean, I don't have anything like that, because when I got my LLC, it was literally as I was in the process of launching Spicy.
Better than me. Got it.
No, not even. But what I will say is I did make the mistake of thinking that once you get one vendor, you're good to go. And that was very hard for me to accept, because I was putting all my money down on this one vendor who was not even shipping my stuff out until probably 3, 4, 5 months down the road. And I'm over here bragging and talking about a restock that's not going to happen for another 4 months. So please, 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 please make sure you communicate with your vendor and have a backup, because you don't want to be stuck with this one vendor who got all your, product, and you got to wait on their time.
That reminds me of another mistake I made, which was thinking that the business would work simply because I thought it was a good idea, because I thought it would work. Like literally thinking like, yo, this is going to work just because I think it's going to work. And learning, no, it's going to work because you're going to make it work. You are going to have to make it work. And what I mean by that is there were certain assumptions that I had when I opened up my studio, which is Law of Nine, which was that people were paying me. They were trying to pay me money to play a record in the club. If you would be willing to pay me money to play the record in the club, and I said to you, yo, you ain't got to pay me to play it, just come record at my space. You would assume it's like, yo, you're saving money and you're getting the what you need. You need a studio. Yeah. And shouts to Aunt Rossetti, the owner of Crabs on the Web. He and I had we had a great business DJ artist relationship, right? Like he had clothes and gear. I had all of the gear. He would do events. I would be at the events DJing them. I would be in a club. He would not only pull up, but he would pull up 10 people deep and make sure that they represent. Like, we had a great business DJ relationship. That was really my guy. And he was from Orange. I think he was living in Orange at the time. And I was telling everybody, yo, I got a studio, I'm building a law office, a warehouse, come down. And so he picked a day. He was like, yo, bet, I'm going to come check the loft out, whatever. And he came to the loft. I did my tour, right? Because I had a little tour spiel that I would do for people. Like, you got the different tour because it wasn't developed when you came to see it. So I had to give you the imagination tour. He got the real, like, look, this is a studio. Look, here's our booth, right? Yeah. And I will never forget. He was like, yo, this joint dope. I can't see me driving all the way down here for a studio, but this joint dope. And broke my heart. Like, because I'm like, dude, you, like, me and you, how you not gonna come? Now, full disclosure, he did come do a video and all of that stuff in there. But what it taught me was like, yo, dude, you ain't running nothing but a musical barbershop. And if you opened up a barbershop, you can't expect somebody to come to your barbershop just because it's your barbershop. Like, they have their barber. you're not going to change your, like, you know, people with barbershops that you don't go to.
Yeah.
Because you like your barber. And I was like, oh, wow. Like, here I am thinking like, hey, I got a studio. Everybody's going to leave their studio that they're already going to and come to mine. And I was like, no, that's not it. That's not how you do this. That's not how you build this business. That's not how you convert people to want to be a part of your business. This thing is not going to work just because you thought it was going to work. You have to make this work. And I had to learn the marketing. I had to learn, okay, it's important to have the right engineers. Let me build my engineers up and make them look like superstars, because that's what attracts people to the location. People almost record anywhere. But they got the right engineer who can make them sound the right way. Now, of course, aesthetics are important, but they're not the end all be all.
Right.
And so there were just things that I had to learn that was just like, so shouts to my guy, Anversetti, too, by the way. Like, he definitely broke my heart with that statement, but I'm glad that he did, because it taught me about business. It taught me a moment of just being like, you can't just assume that everybody going to convert to your side because now you here.
Yeah.
So,
and these, I'm not going to lie, these are gems, because I wish somebody would have told me when I first launched Spicy that, girl, we already got our beloved edge tamer. Like, what makes yours different? And then when I actually proved why mine is the best selling one and why you should get it, now those clients are like repeat.
100%.
So
I'm one
that's
of them.
how you gotta.
I'll be stealing it.
Yeah, he don't. He get it for free $99. But yes, I think that was amazing. I like how we gave some gratitude and we gave some gems.
Yeah, man. It's the business of love.
Yes, and please subscribe, like, comment, share with a friend, and give us some feedback.
Yo, actually, you know what? Here's a question. Let us know something, right? Because we definitely want to start engaging a lot more. So I'm gonna ask this question, and if you really rock with us, do us a favor. Is there anything that you are grateful for from your exes, or a business endeavor that you have? Like, please let us know, because I'm sure that we've missed some things, and we love to be able to like learn some new stuff. So give us some experiences in the comments. Like, let us know if there's anything that you are grateful for from your past experiences and relationships.
Yeah, because I want to hear it too.
She just nosy. I really want to grow. It's crazy, yo. Man.
Yeah, I just want to know what happened. But no, definitely do that. We love to talk to you guys and stay engaged.
Yeah, man, that's it. It's the business of love. And we out.
We out.